am really upset. It seems weird to exude from my mouth particle. I am really upset. If you don't know by now, I now run on Hartbeat time, 8 p.m. to 5:59 a.m. I do not like to go outside during the day. This town is full of shit. Now understand something. My parents originally came from the hood. What they wanted for their kids at that time was for their kids to not be raised in the hood. So they moved us an hour and 15 minutes away to a little town called Lancaster, which is hilarious because any cousin, aunt, uncle who stayed in this area all went to college and got their masters. But that's besides the point. After living out there, and when I got older to move out the house, I moved to Vegas, I've lived in Florida, I went up to Portland once upon a time, but eventually I ended up where it all started and I'm back in the area where my parents grew up. And out here, if you go to the liquor store in the middle of the night, you're gonna run into a bunch of different crazy characters. But I walk into the liquor store tonight to surprisingly not to get liquor, but to find some melatonin, to try and get my ass to go to sleep. It's obviously not working. But a middle-aged woman walks in with her very young son. Why he was up past curfew, the world's never gonna know. Now the child was not a pleasant child. As soon as he sets foot in there, he's knocking things off the shelves, he's running up and down the aisles, opening up freezer doors, knocking things out of there. And of course everybody inside the liquor store at this ungodly hour is antsy, is frustrated, don't want to hear no screaming babies, just thinking, why aren't you getting your child? To the point where if you're there, you hope that the parent doesn't do anything super drastic to the kid, but you do want them to control the situation like a fucking parent. And we've all heard our fair share of bad kid stories, like, oh, these kids are so bad, why these parents letting their kids act like this today? Things that are completely beyond our control. And I'm so mad, I'm so angry at myself, because I feel like I let this happen. That little thought, that little guilty thought that you don't want to think, but you go ahead and think it. Lady, please raise your hand and backhand the hell out that child to let him know his place. You don't want it to happen, but then suddenly she picks up her hand and backhands that child back to World War II. Hulk smash out this bitch. Clothesline from hell. If you felt an earthquake this morning, that was probably the cause of it. Where God is sitting up there in heaven like, that open backhand was the same sensation that the world felt when Drake came after Meek Mill. You ever felt the ground shake when a building is being demolished? It was that times 10 to where a NASA satellite in the sky felt a volcano erupt. I have never seen a child get hit so hard. And what was ultimately surprising is that they got up within 5 seconds, as if absolutely nothing happened. Like, damn, you ever get hit by your mom so hard that that's the thing that shuts you the fuck up? Ah! That means that this child is just used to getting the fuck knocked out like it was a boxing World Series. That child is used to Shiva picking him up and ramming its ass through the ground. Does this mean that I'm turning into Auntie Hart? Am I ready to be a parent? Because remember when you would just be fucking around with your siblings and when one of us got hurt, we used to think that shit was funny? But now that you and your siblings are a lot older, you understand the value of life, and if something happened to them, it would just crush you on the inside. Living in the type of neighborhood that I am, you just not supposed to ask questions. You're not supposed to be in anybody's business and guard of your own life. That's why you see so many people pulling out their cell phones and then posting it to World Star. So the rest of the world can see like, man, these things happen. What are we going to do to change it so these things won't happen? I'm surprised that there's not an iPhone video floating around the internet right now. I'm just not that type of person to do that. But I am the type of person to tell the story and just remind y'all that your children are a product of who you are. And if you're the type of person to beat the fuck out your kid is most likely gonna turn out the way you did, or you gonna scar their little minds for life. And every single time somebody whip their hand out so they can shake it, they gonna twitch. Hello, how are you? Now, I know with me being back and everything, I'm trying to get back into the groove of the type of style that I want to share with you guys. And standing up and telling a story is like one of those simple things to get me back into it. Because I don't know if you noticed, like the past 8 videos that were posted on this channel prior to the other 2 ones, you could see in my face that something was going on. And I'm trying to get into the transition to where it's not going to be like that no more. But I completely understand why you would view me as an asshole. Number 1, because of this situation. Number 2, because I basically treated you like one of your old exes, where they just all of a sudden stop talking to you and you just sitting over there mad and salty because you thought y'all was cool like that, but they ain't called, they ain't text, they ain't post nothing on Facebook, they ain't say nothing on Twitter, what's going on with them? And then when they come back, they just expect everything to be exactly the way it was. Dude, you have very heavy feelings. I ain't bad that you feel that way, but good gracious. And Lord forbid if Heart partners with a sponsorship, because it's just automatically the end of the world when we've obviously been doing this for a lot of years. But if we do it now, Heart only cares about the money and no longer cares about you as people. Could you please get that rotten stuff out of your head, or else I'm gonna sick the lady from the liquor store on your ass? Answer this question for me, dude. What is the best punishment for a child that doesn't involve violence? Because if there's any of you guys who are hidden kids out there right now, read these comments because there might be some really good suggestions for you. And by participating in the comments this go round, you could win a one-of-a-kind kimono watch, which also gives you the ability to watch if you press the like button or not. You could do that, that'd be great. But as you guys all know, my name is Heart. I'm here to give you guys life, and pretty soon LGBT things that have been on my mind that you can't yell at me for, because guess what, bitch? All the videos are done already, so. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.